You've been lied to. They told you that hard work was enough, that if you just put in the hours, you'd get what you wanted. But the truth is deeper, stronger, invisible. The truth is this: you don't get what you want. You get what you believe. Not the belief you post on your vision board, not the belief you shout out loud once a week, but the belief that lives quietly in your bones. The belief that guides your choices, your hesitation, your identity. That belief, that inner law, is what's writing the story of your life. Every win, every failure, every delay, every breakthrough, they all begin inside you. So today we go deeper. We unlock the hidden law behind every manifestation, the law of belief, the blueprint of reality. Think of your life like a building. Every dream you've had, that's the architecture. Every action you take, that's construction. But what's the blueprint? Belief. Before you ever take action, your subconscious mind pulls from a blueprint, your internal belief system, to decide what you're even capable of. Napoleon Hill said it clearly: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The key word isn't just conceive, it's believe. Because you can fantasize all day, you can dream big, you can speak affirmations until your voice goes out, but if you don't believe it's possible, your actions will never align with your words. You'll self-sabotage, you'll procrastinate, you'll delay, you'll quit. Not because the goal wasn't real, but because your belief was too small. The two minds, conscious versus subconscious. Here's what they never taught you in school. You have two minds, and only one is in charge of your life. Ronardation. Your conscious mind, the thinker, the planner, the part of you that wants to manifest the dream. Your subconscious mind, the autopilot, the emotional mind, the part of you that acts based on your deepest beliefs. Your conscious mind says, I want to be rich, I want to be free. But if your subconscious mind still believes, I don't deserve wealth, I'll never make it, money is hard to get, then guess what? You'll lose, because the subconscious is stronger, it's faster, and it's running the show 24/7. This is why people can want success so badly and still never get it. They are operating with a subconscious blueprint built on fear, doubt, and limitation. And until that blueprint is rewritten, no dream can take root. What you believe, what you allow. Here's the scariest part. Your beliefs are setting the ceiling on your life. If you believe you're not worthy of love, you'll sabotage good relationships. If you believe you'll always be broke, you'll waste every opportunity. If you believe success is only for other people, you'll keep talking about the dream, but never take the leap. Your belief is a thermostat. It controls what you're comfortable receiving. Go above it, and your mind brings you back down. That's why success starts on the inside. If you don't change what you believe about yourself, you'll never change what you receive from the world. The danger of inherited beliefs. And here's what's even worse. Most of your beliefs weren't even chosen. They were installed. You didn't choose to believe money was evil. You didn't choose to believe you weren't good enough. You didn't choose to feel small in a world built to keep you that way. Those beliefs were given to you by broken parents, by scared teachers, by a system designed to keep you ordinary. But now, as an adult, you are still living by those blueprints, and unless you rewrite them, you will die with someone else's limitations running your life. But here's the good news. Beliefs can be changed, and when they do, everything else follows. Belief plus emotion, programming. Napoleon Hill knew this, and so did every successful person he studied. Belief is not just mental, it's emotional. You can't just say you believe. You have to feel it. You have to live it. You have to align your entire body with the idea that what you want is already yours. The formula is simple. Thought, emotion, repetition, belief. And belief is the root of all manifestation. You must feel your dream in advance. You must act like it's real before the world agrees with you. That's the secret. And it's not magic. It's mindset physics. Rebuilding the belief system. So how do you change what you believe? You do it on purpose, with force, with focus, with fire. Here's where we start. Identify the lies. Catch the limiting beliefs in real time. I always fail. I'm not lucky. People like me don't win. Challenge them. Ask, who told me this? Is it true? Is it permanent? Replace with power. Affirm the truth you want to believe. Identify alla ak time. I watori adas mormiwai. Chat particle. Identify alla akos dol bigendu. Mixtion plaction. Bulitsa dremdiime. Watchak. Towardine fucklif sing. Once you 50 wired is moriak. Anchor emotion to the new belief. Repeat until real. Do it daily. Do it loudly. Do it when no one believes in you, especially then. This is how you rewire your subconscious. This is how you unlock your future. What you believe is already manifesting. Right now, your life is not being shaped by the world outside. It's being built by the world inside. Your beliefs are manifesting as your relationships, bank account, confidence, energy, results. Everything you see is a reflection of what you've accepted as truth. So the question is not, will I manifest my dream? The question is, do I believe it deeply enough to become it? because belief is not just a mindset, it's not just a principle, it's a law, and until you master it, no strategy will save you, no motivation will last, no dream will survive. But once you do, everything begins to change, because belief is the first step in creation, and from here forward, you're no longer hoping, you're building. They'll list the statistics, they'll shove logic in your face and call it wisdom, but here's the problem with facts. Facts are based on what has happened, not what can happen, and if you let facts run your life, you'll always live by someone else's history, not your own future. Napoleon Hill understood this. He knew that every fact was temporary, that every limitation was bendable, that faith could override facts. Faith isn't about ignoring reality. It's about creating a new one before anyone else sees it. Faith is more than religion. Faith is more than hope. Faith is more than wishing things were better. Faith is belief in motion. It's acting like the dream is already real, even when nothing around you agrees. Faith is when you invest in your business before it's profitable. Faith is when you show up at 5 a.m. before you see results. Faith is when you build when everyone tells you to quit. And here's what separates winners from wishers. Wishers wait for proof. Believers become the proof. Most people live by this rule. I'll believe it when I see it. But here's the hard truth. If that's your belief system, you'll never see it. Because you don't manifest based on evidence. You manifest based on expectation. The world doesn't hand success to the most qualified. It hands success to the most convicted. Napoleon Hill said, "Faith is the head chemist of the mind." When faith is blended with thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration and translates it into its spiritual equivalent. Translation. Faith transforms ideas into action, and action transforms belief into reality. The human brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one. That's the power of faith plus imagination. Your subconscious will act on what it accepts as real. If you feed it faith, it will seek opportunity. If you feed it struggle, it will manufacture chaos. If you feed it victory, it will begin building it. The mind responds not to what is true, but to what is believed with emotion and repetition. That's why faith, not facts, is the true driver of success. You've done the work, you've tried the plans, you've read the books, so why hasn't it worked? Because knowledge without belief is just data. Plans without faith are just paper. If you don't believe deep in your bones that the outcome is inevitable, you'll walk through life like a soldier without armor. You'll get hit, you'll bleed, you'll run, because doubt becomes your default setting. But when you lock into faith, real, burning, relentless faith, you walk through fire with your head up. You face rejection and stay in the game. You outlast everybody else who waited for proof. Think about the greatest innovators, the most legendary leaders, the entrepreneurs who changed the world. Do you think Steve Jobs knew the iPhone would work? Do you think Oprah knew she'd become a billionaire? Do you think Edison knew the light bulb would turn on? No, they believed before the facts said they should. Edison failed 10,000 times. Jobs got kicked out of his own company. Oprah was told she was unfit for television. But none of that mattered, because faith facts, that's the level you must reach, where the world's logic sounds like noise and your belief sounds like truth. Here's the process to install faith into your mindset permanently. Step 1, define your vision in detail. Write it, visualize it, describe it in full color detail. Not what you might do, but what you will do. Make it vivid, make it real. Step 2, affirm it daily. Speak it aloud like it's law. Your subconscious mind takes repeated instruction. You're the programmer, so program it. I am wealthy, I am focused, I attract success. It is already mine. Step 3, anchor it with emotion. Don't just say it, feel it. Smile like it's already here. Cry like the mountain has already been climbed. Make your body believe it before the world does. Step 4, act in alignment. Faith without works is dead. Act like the person who already has what they want. Make decisions from that level. Move with that confidence. Step 5, repeat until unbreakable. You didn't develop doubt overnight, so don't expect belief to become bulletproof in a day. But every day you repeat the process, the roots go deeper. Fear always sounds smart. It says, be careful, play it safe. What if it doesn't work? But what fear really means is, stay small, don't grow, don't try. Faith says, what if it does work? What if this risk is the key? What if this leap is the one that changes your life? Every great shift requires a break in logic. You must stop asking, is it likely? And start asking, is it possible? Because possibility fuels the mind, and possibility is all you need to start. Closing, the world you want already exists in faith. There is a version of you who's already living the dream, already free, already fearless, already rich. That version exists on the other side of belief, backed by faith. The facts may say you're not ready. The facts may say it's impossible. The facts may say you don't belong. But faith is louder than facts. Faith is stronger than fear. Faith is what builds the bridge between vision and victory. Napoleon Hill didn't say, whatever the mind can see and calculate. He said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Believe boldly. Speak with certainty. Walk with fire. Because in the war between facts and faith, faith always wins. Stop underestimating your mind. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are not weak. They are not random. Your thoughts are seeds. And your life is the harvest. The moment you start thinking something, anything, your mind begins to accept it as a command. It begins to find proof of it. It begins to create the conditions for it. It begins to manifest it. So the question is not, can I change my life? The question is, can I master my mind? Because once you do that, everything else falls into place. Before there was a building, there was a blueprint. Before the blueprint, there was an idea, a thought. Everything man-made began as a thought. Airplanes, skyscrapers, Fortune 500 companies, freedom movements, millionaires. Everything you see came from something you can't see. That's how powerful thoughts are. Napoleon Hill said, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. So if your current life is just the reflection of past thinking, what happens if you change the thinking? Simple, you change the future. It's not just a motivational quote, it's a neurological, psychological, and spiritual truth. Your thoughts are constantly programming your beliefs, influencing your decisions, controlling your emotions, designing your habits, shaping your self-image. Every time you think I'm not good enough, you train your brain to see evidence of it. Every time you think I always lose, you sabotage the moment success shows up. Your thoughts are carving neural pathways in your brain, highways that lead to the life you're expecting. So if you don't like the road you're on, stop blaming the map. Change the GPS in your mind. Let's talk science for a second. Your brain has a system called the reticular activating system, RAS. It's your internal filter. It decides what you notice, what you pay attention to, what you believe is important. Here's the trick. It shows you more of what you focus on. Think about buying a car. You pick a model, suddenly you see it everywhere. That's not magic, that's the RAS. Now apply that to your thoughts. If you constantly think, life is hard, I never win, there's never enough, your brain will literally filter the world to prove those thoughts true. It will block out abundance. It will ignore opportunity. It will highlight struggle. But if you think, I always find a way, opportunities are everywhere, money flows to me, guess what your brain does? It starts showing you a new reality. This is why thoughts become things, because thoughts tell your brain what to find, and your life becomes what your brain is focused on. You can't plant new seeds in a field full of weeds. So before we talk about installing powerful thoughts, you have to get rid of the garbage. What are the mental weeds you've been carrying? I'm not smart enough. People like me never win. I'll always be broke. No one takes me seriously. It's too late for me. Where did those thoughts come from? Were they born from experience or from someone else's pain? Understand this. A thought is just a suggestion until you accept it. You don't have to believe every thought that enters your head, and you definitely don't have to keep the ones that are killing your dreams. Catch them, question them, replace them. Your mind is a tool, a muscle, a machine, but most people don't train it. They just let it run wild, reacting instead of choosing. It's time to take back control. Here's how to start training your mind with purpose. 1. Daily mental diet. Just like your body becomes what you eat, your mind becomes what you feed it. Feed it positivity, vision, power, belief. Cut out toxic content. Cut out gossip. Cut out complaining. Instead, 1. Read greatness. Listen to truth. Watch what inspires. Your input becomes your identity. 2. Thought auditing. Start paying attention to your internal dialogue. Every time you think something, ask 1. Is this building me or breaking me? If it's toxic, replace it immediately. 3. Mental rehearsal. Visualize success like it's already happened. Don't wait for the moment. Prepare for it mentally. Olympic athletes do this. Navy SEALs do this. High performers in every field train their minds to succeed before they even show up, because the body follows the mind. This is where it gets deep. Your thoughts become beliefs. Your beliefs become behaviors. Your behaviors become habits. Your habits become identity. Your identity becomes your destiny. So ask yourself, what kind of identity are your thoughts building? Are you thinking like a victim or a champion? Are you thinking like someone stuck or someone who creates? If your thoughts are small, weak, afraid, and reactive, your identity will be too. But if your thoughts are courageous, focused, visionary, and relentless, you start to become unstoppable. Let's be clear, thinking alone doesn't manifest. You can't think your way to success while sitting still. Thought is the beginning, not the end. You need thought, emotion, belief, action. But here's the danger. If you don't control your thoughts, they will control your actions for you. You'll hesitate. You'll self-sabotage. You'll avoid greatness because your thoughts convinced you it was too risky. This is why training the mind is not optional. It's essential. Closing. Think like the future version of you. There's a version of you that already has what you want, already successful, already disciplined, already fulfilled. That version thinks differently. That version thinks, oh, I am the creator of my reality. Nothing can stop me except my own mindset. So today, stop thinking like the person you were. Start thinking like the person you're becoming, because thoughts become things, and your mind is the most powerful force you have. Master it, and you master your life. Every day you have a dream, but you're still not living it. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not broken, but you are under attack. Not by some enemy out there, not by society, not by the government, not by haters. No, you're being attacked by 3 silent assassins that live inside you. Doubt, fear, distraction. They are the invisible hands pulling your future away from you. The dream you said you wanted, they're chipping away at it. One delay, one excuse, one wasted moment at a time. It's time you recognize them, name them, and destroy them. What if you fail? What if they laugh at you? Who do you think you are? Doubt isn't an obstacle. Doubt is a virus. It weakens belief. It clouds vision. It delays action. And the worst part, doubt feels logical. It disguises itself as caution, but really it's just fear in a suit. Napoleon Hill said, doubt and fear are the great enemies of knowledge. Doubt makes you stop before you start. Doubt makes you talk yourself out of destiny. And if you don't fight it, it will kill your dream without firing a shot. Fear is the oldest liar in the world. It says, play it safe. Don't make a scene. Don't be disappointed again. Stay small. Stay hidden. Stay alive. But here's the truth. Most of what you fear will never happen. Fear is a survival mechanism, useful when you're running from lions, useless when you're building a business, crippling when you're chasing purpose. And fear has a dark superpower. It makes you imagine failure so vividly that you stop trying. It robs you of now by making you fear a maybe. But here's what the greats understand. Fear is only dangerous when you obey it. Feel the fear, but move anyway. Fear doesn't disappear before action. It disappears during action. Doubt is sneaky. Fear is paralyzing. But distraction is quiet and deadly. It doesn't feel like failure. It feels like scrolling, like binging, like multitasking, like rest. Distraction doesn't steal your dream all at once. It steals it in seconds, minutes, wasted days. And while you're distracted, someone else is focused. While you're scrolling, someone else is building. While you're watching, someone else is becoming. You're not tired. You're just unfocused. You don't lack motivation. You lack clarity, because distraction isn't just about phones or noise. It's about forgetting what matters. Let's break this down. Doubt attacks your belief system. It tells your mind you're not capable. Fear attacks your emotional state. It convinces your body, stay safe. Distraction attacks your focus. It tricks your habits. You can do it later. Together, they form the perfect storm. They'll keep you poor, average, broke, tired, watching other people win, while your own dream dies silently inside you. But there's one thing more powerful than all 3, a decision. When you decide, I'm done listening to doubt, you rewire your mind. When you decide, fear won't stop me, you begin to feel courage. When you decide, I'm done wasting time, you start moving again. Section 5, How to Kill the Killers. Here's how you break the cycle. 1. Make fear your compass. Whatever you're afraid of, that's exactly where you need to go. The dream you want lives on the other side of your fear. Run toward it, not away. Ask, what would I do right now if I weren't scared? Then do that. 2. Answer doubt with proof. You can't reason with doubt. You silence it by showing it evidence. Get small wins. Stack results. Build confidence through movement. Every action you take becomes a vote for the person you want to be. 3. Create a no-distraction environment. Stop trusting your willpower. It will lose every time to a phone that buzzes. Design your space for focus. Shut the doors. Turn off the noise. Time block your day like your life depends on it, because it does. The dream can't survive in chaos. It grows in clarity. 4. Visualize the cost of inaction. Forget the dream for a second. Picture the nightmare. What happens if you never change? If you stay in this cycle for another year? 5. 10. What kind of pain are you setting yourself up for? Who are you letting down? Let that vision burn. Pain is a better motivator than pleasure. Use it. You can't just remove fear, doubt, and distraction. You must replace them with conviction instead of doubt, courage instead of fear, purpose instead of distraction. Create rituals. Anchor your days. Build systems. Napoleon Hill didn't say success comes from luck. He said it comes from definiteness of purpose. Once your purpose becomes clear, you start seeing these enemies for what they are. Tests. They're not stopping you. They're asking you a question. How badly do you want it? Closing. Burn the bridge behind you. Here's the truth. You don't overcome doubt, fear, or distraction by fighting them forever. You overcome them by deciding that they no longer have a place in your story. You burn the bridge back to your old self. You set fire to the excuses. You move forward with nothing but belief and purpose. You kill doubt with faith. You crush fear with action. You destroy distraction with obsession. And every time they return, you smile and say, you tried to stop me before, but I'm not that person anymore. Because this time, you are awake, you are armed, and you are focused. You don't get what you want. You get what you are programmed for. And right now, whether you know it or not, your life is being controlled by a machine. Not the world, not the algorithm, not your phone, your subconscious mind. This engine inside you never sleeps. It never questions. It never judges. It just takes instructions and makes them real. So here's the truth. No one tells you. You are always manifesting. The only question is, what are you manifesting? Because the subconscious doesn't care if it's building your dream or your destruction. It only obeys what you consistently feed it. Your subconscious is not mystical. It's not magic. It's your operating system. It's where your beliefs live, your habits form, your emotions are stored, your identity is rooted. Napoleon Hill said, the subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent by the most direct and practical means available, any order given to it in a state of belief or emotion. Let that sink in. Your subconscious will take anything you command with enough feeling, and it will figure out a way to make it true, good or bad, rich or poor, confident or anxious, driven or defeated. It doesn't care what you want. It only builds what you expect. You were programmed long before you had a choice. From birth, you absorbed run, language, behavior, fear, doubt, limitation, identity. You didn't choose those beliefs. They were installed in you. You're too loud. Money doesn't grow on trees. Be realistic. You're not smart enough. That's not for people like us. And over time, repetition made it truth. The subconscious is programmed through repetition and emotion. Whatever is repeated enough, especially when tied to strong feelings, becomes your internal code. And most of the world is still living with a program from childhood, running their adult lives. That's why you keep sabotaging yourself. That's why it feels like you're stuck. That's why you say one thing but do another, because your conscious goals and your subconscious code are not aligned. Good news, your mind is rewritable, but it doesn't happen by chance. It happens through conscious repetition, visualization, and emotional intensity. This is how you begin to reprogram your subconscious. Step 1, rewrite the script. Catch your limiting thoughts in real time. Replace them with empowering truths, even if they feel fake at first. Examples: I always find a way. I attract abundance. I am enough. I'm in control of my destiny. Say them out loud. Write them down. Speak them until they sound like you. Handen. Step 2. Use affirmation plus emotion. Affirmations without emotion, wasted breath. Your subconscious listens to emotion more than words. Feel the truth of the new belief. Connect to it physically. Say it with fire. Say it with faith. Step 3. Visualize the desired outcome. The subconscious can't tell the difference between real and vividly imagined, so use that. Close your eyes. See your dream already fulfilled. Smell it. Touch it. Hear it. Train your subconscious to become familiar with the future version of you. If your subconscious is comfortable with success, it will begin working to make it real. Step 4. Daily reprogramming ritual. Repetition plus emotion visualization reprogramming. Do it daily, upon waking, before sleep, when your brain is most suggestible. This isn't motivation. This is mental engineering. Most people don't fail because they don't try. They fail because their subconscious says, this is who we are. This is what we do. They go to the gym for a week, but inside they still believe they're undisciplined. They start a business, but inside they still believe they're not good enough. They dream of wealth, but their internal code screams poverty is normal. And guess what? The subconscious always wins, because it doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about what feels familiar. If failure feels familiar, you'll sabotage success just to feel normal again. That's why reprogramming is not optional. It's the foundation of real change. Here's where this gets powerful. Your subconscious doesn't just influence your actions. It influences your energy. What you expect, you begin to attract. Napoleon Hill called it autosuggestion, the act of planting thoughts so deeply in the mind that they begin to magnetize the resources, people, and opportunities to fulfill them. This isn't mystical. It's psychological. When you change your self-concept, you take different actions, you speak differently, you carry a different energy, and the world responds to that. People notice it. They trust you more. They respect you. They invest in you. Doors open that once seemed locked, because the version of you they're responding to is real now. Here's the trap. Ronald, you say, I believe in myself, but inside you doubt. You say, I'm successful, but your energy is desperate. You say, I deserve more, but your actions say you'll settle. Your subconscious doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your truth. And when there's a contradiction between what you say and what you believe, it listens to your belief. So stop trying to fake it without doing the inner work. Alignment is everything. Match the belief with the vision. Match the feeling with the goal. Match the identity with the dream. Only then does manifestation become magnetic. Of non-closing. You are the programmer. You are not broken. You are not doomed. You are not behind. You are simply running an old program, but you have the power to write a new one. You are the user, the operator, the coder, the rewriter, and once your subconscious accepts a new identity, the world begins to bend to match it. So stop living on autopilot. Take the controls, say it, visualize it, feel it, repeat it, until the voice of your dream becomes louder than the noise of your past. Because when the subconscious is reprogrammed, reality has no choice but to catch up. Everybody wants something. They want to be rich. They want to be happy. They want freedom, power, success, love, purpose. But here's the truth that separates winners from wishers. Desire alone is useless. Desire without action is fantasy. Desire without a plan is a dream without a future. Napoleon Hill said, desire is the starting point of all achievement. Not a hope, not a wish, but a keen, pulsating desire which transcends everything. Let's be real. If your dream hasn't come true yet, you haven't been obsessed enough. You haven't committed fully. You haven't moved like it's life or death. Because when you do, the universe listens, and the world moves for the one who refuses to stop. It fuels your focus. It eliminates all excuses. It's the kind of desire that gets you up before the alarm, keeps you working when everyone else quit, forces you to learn, to adapt, to endure. You don't just want it, you must have it. Until your desire reaches that level, you'll keep postponing, you'll keep settling, you'll keep making peace with mediocrity. But when it finally clicks, when your soul catches fire, action becomes instinct. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill gave us the formula. This isn't theory, it's not hype, it's the system used by real people who turn thoughts into empires. Here it is. 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Not a wish, not a vague idea, a number, a target, a measurable result. I want to be rich isn't enough. I will earn $1,000 by December 31st is power. Clarity creates focus. Focus creates momentum. Determine exactly what you will give in return. There is no something for nothing. What will you trade? Time, effort, service, creativity, risk. You must be willing to pay full price for the life you want. 3. Establish a definite date for when you intend to possess it. Deadlines create urgency. They activate your brain to seek completion. Open-ended dreams create passive thinking. Specific deadlines force strategic intensity. Don't wait for the plan to be perfect. Start now. Start messy. Start broke. Start confused. Action breeds clarity. Procrastination is the playground of fear. Speed is the partner of power. 5. Write a clear, concise statement of all the above. Write it like a contract with yourself. I will earn Bob I will give Bob in return. I will follow this plan. I believe I deserve it. This is your internal blueprint, your daily reminder of why you're not like the rest. Read that statement aloud twice daily. Why? Because repetition builds belief, and belief builds behavior. Speak your destiny until it's louder than your doubt. Say it with certainty. Say it until your subconscious accepts it as law. Desire means nothing until it becomes discipline. I want it, doesn't matter. I'm working for it every day is what counts. That means you show up on the days you feel empty. You study when others sleep. You grind when no one's watching. You build without applause. Because desire plus action, transformation, every rep, every word, every cold call, every email, it's all manifestation in motion. Action creates belief. Belief creates identity. Identity fuels consistency. But here's the twist. Most people think they need motivation to start. Wrong. You don't act because you're motivated. You're motivated because you acted. Every time you move, your mind says, we're serious now. And once your subconscious accepts that, it will remove the resistance. You'll stop needing permission. You'll stop questioning everything. You'll become automatic. That's what high-level desire does. They wait for the perfect time. They think they need more info. They fear judgment, failure, imperfection. But the harsh truth is, most people want the outcome, but not the responsibility. They want the reward, without the risk, without the discomfort, without the pain of consistency. But nothing manifests without movement. Nothing becomes real until you chase it down. So here's your wake-up call. If you're not moving, you don't want it bad enough. Or your belief system is broken. Fix one. Or fix both. Let's simplify everything. You want to manifest? Here's the execution map. What do I want? Get specific. Why must I have it? Fuel with fire. What will I trade? Sacrifice with purpose. What actions move the needle today? No fluff. What distractions must die? Cut ruthlessly. Who must I become? Evolve daily. Then wake up and do it again, and again, and again. Your plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to keep you in motion. Closing. Desire plus action ed destiny. Your life isn't determined by what you want. It's determined by what you're willing to commit to. You say you want freedom. Prove it. You say you want wealth. Build it. You say you want the dream. Then act like it's already yours. This world doesn't respond to intentions. It responds to energy, to clarity, to urgency, to bold, imperfect, relentless action. So start today, not next week, not when it feels right, not when the fear fades. Start because the dream is worth more than your excuses. Burn the backup plan, sharpen the vision, fuel the fire. Because when your desire becomes obsession and your action becomes daily, your future becomes inevitable. Every second of every day, there's a conversation happening inside you. Most people don't hear it. Most don't control it. But it's there. And here's the terrifying truth. That internal voice is either building your future or burning it down. This isn't poetry. This is neuroscience. This is psychology. This is Napoleon Hill's hidden key to creating anything you want in life. Autosuggestion. You've heard the word, but very few understand its real power, because autosuggestion isn't about just saying affirmations. It's about installing identity through language. Words become thoughts. Thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs become reality. Autosuggestion is the act of deliberately feeding your subconscious instructions. You don't just wish for success. You train your mind to expect it. You don't just say, "I'll be rich someday." You implant the belief, "I am wealth. I am the kind of person who builds success." Napoleon Hill said, autosuggestion is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind. It is not hoping. It is not chanting. It is not trying to trick yourself. It's the conscious repetition of words filled with belief, emotion, and precision until they overwrite the old program. The subconscious does not think. It accepts. It executes. It obeys what it's been told repeatedly with emotion. That means pramer. The words you whisper to yourself, the things you joke about, even casually, they're all programming your reality. Say you're tired, overwhelmed, broke, unlucky, enough times and your subconscious will begin to filter the world through that lens. That's how you wake up one day living a life that feels stuck without realizing you spoke it into existence. The key to autosuggestion isn't just words, it's repetition. Not once, not twice, every single day. I am becoming. I am now. I already have. I am the kind of person who the mind will resist at first. That's normal. You've lived years repeating limiting thoughts like, "I can't, I'm not, I never." So it's no surprise your brain pushes back when you say, "I am successful, I am focused, I am powerful, I deserve more." But keep going, because repetition carves belief into the brain, and once belief is installed, behavior aligns automatically. Here's how to create a powerful autosuggestion formula. 1. Define your outcome clearly. Don't generalize. Clarity creates power. Instead of "I want more money," say, "I will earn $500,000 a year doing what I love." 2. Speak it in the present or progressive tense. I am becoming, I now. Why? Because your subconscious doesn't recognize the future. It only understands now. Say it like your life depends on it. Feel it in your chest. Infuse each word with conviction. Emotion is the glue that makes belief stick. 4. Repeat it twice daily, minimum. Morning, when your brain is most suggestible. Night, when the subconscious is absorbing. Bonus, record your voice saying it. Play it on loop while you sleep. Let your own voice become your new reality soundtrack. Where do you live? What does your bank account say? Who do you work with? How do you move, speak, and dress? Saturate your senses with the future. Autosuggestion works both ways, so if you're not using it with purpose, you're still using it but against yourself. Every time you say, "I'm always late, I can't lose weight, I'll never figure this out, I'm not good with money, that's just how I am," you're not venting, you're programming. You're repeating destructive commands until they become identity. So catch your language, correct yourself, speak only what you want to create. Your words are spells. Your mouth is a wand. Use it to build, not destroy. Power doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you do consistently. Here's how to make autosuggestion part of your daily structure. Morning ritual. Ronry your statement aloud. Say your affirmations while looking in the mirror. Speak with energy, posture, and breath. Visualize your ideal day, as if it's already done. Midday check-in. Ronry catch negative self-talk and interrupt it. Replace it on the spot. Whisper powerful phrases under your breath. Night ritual. Ron reflect. Did you live like the person you're becoming? Speak your vision again before bed. Set the subconscious on fire before sleep. You don't wait until you feel confident to speak confidence. You speak it until it becomes your default setting. You don't wait until you're rich to act rich in spirit. You embody wealth long before the bank reflects it. Autosuggestion isn't lying, it's leading. It's telling your mind, "This is who we are now, catch up." And the more you speak it, the more the brain begins to align and eventually the world follows. Closing. Master the voice and you master the vision. You don't have to yell, you don't need anyone else's validation, but you must become the loudest voice in your own mind. Napoleon Hill knew the secret. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Your voice determines your limits. So speak life, speak abundance, speak clarity, speak action, speak love, speak strength, speak success, speak until your life becomes the echo of your words. Because the subconscious doesn't question commands, it obeys them. And if you keep repeating the truth of who you are becoming, that future has no choice but to appear. There's a moment in every journey where you either go forward or fold. And it has nothing to do with talent, nothing to do with timing, nothing to do with money. It all comes down to one decision, because there's a difference between wanting something and deciding to get it. There's a difference between trying and committing. The most successful people in the world didn't just dream bigger, they decided with finality, "I will win, or I will die trying." No plan B, no reverse gear, no quit switch. That level of decision changes everything. Napoleon Hill said, "The mastery of procrastination begins with the definiteness of decision." In Think and Grow Rich, Hill studied 25,000 people who had experienced failure. The majority of them failed because they couldn't make decisions quickly and stick with them. Indecision is the killer, not failure, not rejection, not even doubt. Indecision is a slow death. And here's the irony. Most people think they're being smart by waiting. They're thinking about it. They're weighing their options. They're being cautious. But in truth, they're hesitating out of fear. They want certainty before they leap. But success only shows up after you leap. You've seen it before, maybe even lived it. You overthink the opportunity. You ask 10 people for advice. You sleep on it. You study some more. And then, it's gone. You didn't lose. You hesitated. And hesitation is defeat. Life is fast. Energy moves quickly. Opportunities don't wait for perfect confidence. They pass you by while you get ready. They vanish while you try to feel safe. And by the time you decide, the moment has moved on. The most powerful people move differently. They don't think about it forever. They make decisions quickly, based on intuition, clarity, and vision. Because here's the truth. Speed of decision equals speed of manifestation. If you want to move mountains, you don't tiptoe toward them. You run at them full speed with a sledgehammer. You act as if the outcome is inevitable. Because once your mind locks in, your body will follow. Your energy will follow. Your resources will follow. And so will success. But decision alone isn't enough. Anybody can decide once. Anybody can get fired up for a weekend. Anybody can try for a month. But persistence, that's where champions are forged. Napoleon Hill said, "There is no substitute for persistence. It cannot be supplanted by anything else." Most people quit when it gets hard, when it gets quiet, when it gets boring, when it doesn't go viral, when it doesn't pay off right away. But the greats, they persist through the silence. They persist through the storm. They persist after motivation is gone, because they've made the decision. This is mine, I will not stop. Let's get tactical. Here's how you develop world-class persistence that makes success inevitable. 1. Purpose over emotion. You won't always feel like it, but feelings are temporary. Purpose is permanent. Tie your action to something bigger than comfort, bigger than mood. Make it about legacy, about proving something, about changing everything. 2. Build in public silence. Persistence is about showing up without applause. Most people quit because no one is watching. They're addicted to recognition. Kill that addiction. Show up when no one claps. Show up when it's just you versus the dream, because eventually they'll hear the noise your results make. 3. Track the micro wins. Big success takes time, but small wins, they're everywhere. Track them, celebrate them, stack them. Every video posted, every sale made, every workout completed, every book finished, every day you don't quit. Persistence becomes addictive when you measure progress, not just payoff. 4. Expect resistance, then beat it. Don't be surprised when it gets hard. That's part of the plan. The resistance is proof you're growing. So when it gets ugly, smile. When it gets slow, lock in. When everyone else fades out, double down. Persistence is a decision you make every morning. Let's be clear. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need the perfect timing. You don't need permission. But you do need these two. Run timing sur Japan. For persistence to fight for it long after others fold. These two together, unstoppable. You'll outlast people more talented. You'll outperform people more privileged. You'll win against the odds. Because the world doesn't belong to the smartest. It belongs to the most relentless. Closing. Decide once. Persist forever. You don't have time to keep doubting. You don't have time to keep stalling. You don't have time to keep asking for signs. The decision is the sign. And once you make it loud, make it final, make it unbreakable. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am now. This is the dream I will drag into reality. No matter how long it takes, no matter how many times it fails, no matter who quits along the way. Because persistence doesn't mean it's easy. It means it's yours, no matter what. We live in a world that tells you, I'll believe it when I see it. But the truth, you'll see it when you believe it. And more importantly, when you act like it's already real. This is where most people miss the mark. They visualize. They speak affirmations. They write the goals. But they keep acting like the old version of themselves. And that contradiction, that gap between what you want and how you behave, it's what keeps your dream stuck in limbo. Because the subconscious doesn't respond to words alone. It responds to how you live. Your actions are either signaling lack or abundance, power or weakness, possibility or limitation. And when your behavior matches the version of you who already has it, the dream starts catching up. Acting as if isn't pretending. It's embodying. It's showing up today as the person you've decided to become. Not waiting for external proof. Not waiting for money, approval, opportunity. It's using your imagination to drive your identity. Because here's the psychological truth. When the mind and body act as one, the world adapts. Your identity drives your behavior, but your behavior also shapes your identity. You don't become confident after success. You become confident by showing up like someone who succeeds. People don't respond to what you say. They respond to how you show up. That includes your posture, your eye contact, your tone, your habits, your energy, your boundaries, your standards. When you act broke, desperate, hesitant, life treats you that way.
But when you move with certainty, worth, clarity, life starts treating you like someone who belongs at the top. This is why visualization matters. You're not just seeing a dream, you're training your nervous system to become familiar with the new you, and once something feels familiar, your brain stops fighting it and starts building it. Here's a hard-hitting question. If you already had everything you want, how would you walk? How would you talk? What would you stop tolerating? What decisions would you make faster? What excuses would disappear? Now flip it. Why are you waiting to start living that way? You don't become successful and then act successful. You act successful until success becomes a match. You don't become the seven-figure version of yourself after the money lands. You become that version first, through how you move, through how you think, through what you say no to. Your dream will not show up until you do. Let's get practical. Here's how to use visualization and embodiment together to manifest your next level. 1. See the scene in detail. Sit down, breathe deeply, close your eyes, and watch the future version of you in motion. Where are you? What are you wearing? Who are you surrounded by? How do you move? What energy do you carry? Don't just picture the outcome, picture the process. Let your body experience the future in advance. Now act like it's real. Once you open your eyes, don't act like who you were. Act like the person you just saw. Speak with that tone. Dress like that level. Handle challenges with that confidence. Make decisions with that conviction. This isn't fake. This is future you in action. And the more you behave like that version, the faster your reality adapts to match it. 3. Collapse the timeline. Stop saying one day someday I'll be. Instead say, I already am. It's done. I'm moving like it's mine. Speak from the future. Think from the future. Move from the future. Because in the quantum world of creation, the moment you believe it fully, it begins forming. And the moment you act on it relentlessly, it becomes real.
Here's the trap most fall into. They visualize greatness, but still hang out with people who drain them, speak like victims, waste time on distractions, doubt their power, set weak goals, say I'm trying when they should say I've decided, and they wonder why nothing changes. You can't create a new life while protecting your old self. You must divorce the past. You must bury the version of you that accepted less. You must upgrade your standards before your situation changes. That's the code. That's the requirement. Here's a challenge. Every day for the next 30 days, stand in front of the mirror and ask, am I acting like the version of me who already has the life I say I want? If the answer is no, change something. Immediately. Change your posture. Change your routine. Change how you speak to yourself. Change who you spend time with. Change what you tolerate. This is how you rewire your nervous system. This is how you shift your vibration. This is how you activate alignment. Because when your identity, your belief, and your action match, you become unstoppable. Closing. Live it now. The world will catch up. Here's the truth that changes everything. You don't need permission. You don't need proof. You don't need to wait. You just need to decide. Then embody. Live like it's done. Walk like it's yours. Speak like you've already won. Because in this life, you don't get what you wish for. You get what you become. So become it. Right now, before it arrives, so that when it does, it finds you already ready. Let's end this with the truth most people spend their whole lives avoiding. You were never fighting the world. You were fighting yourself. It was never the economy, never the haters, never the boss, the background, the family, or the odds. It was you versus you. It was always your belief versus your doubt, your dreams versus your distractions, your courage versus your fear, your higher self versus your past identity. And the sooner you own that, the sooner you win. Every time you procrastinate, every time you quit, every time you make excuses, you're not protecting yourself. You're protecting the lesser version of yourself, the one that was programmed to settle, the one that learned to survive but never to thrive. But you don't need that version anymore. If you want to manifest everything you've dreamed of, you have to kill the parts of you that can't carry that dream. The indecisive version, the jealous version, the broken mindset version, the one that needed approval, the one that apologized for being powerful, because your dream only responds to the most evolved version of you. Forget the goal for a second. Forget the money. Forget the fame, the brand, the followers, the house. Ask yourself the question that changes everything. Who do I have to become to deserve the life I say I want? How would that person think? How would that person move? How would that person speak? What would they say yes to? What would they say hell no to? You must start aligning with that version now, not when the dream arrives so that it will, because the universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you've grown into. Desire is step 1. Belief is step 2. Faith is step 3. Action is step 4. But all of it breaks down if the self-image isn't ready. If deep down you don't believe you deserve it, you will push it away. You'll miss opportunities. Stay busy but unproductive. Choose comfort over courage. Attach to relationships that keep you small. Undervalue yourself. This isn't a lack of effort. It's a lack of self-worth. To manifest the highest dream, you must heal the version of you that thought you weren't worthy of it. This is the final test, the internal rite of passage, and it's one only you can pass. Here's the method. 1. Radical ownership. Everything is your fault. Everything is your responsibility. Everything is yours to shift. This isn't blame, it's power. Until you own all of it, you're powerless to change any of it. 2. Uncompromising standards. Stop negotiating with mediocrity. Upgrade your words, energy, daily rituals, how you dress, speak, show up. Live like your name is a brand, like your future is watching, because it is. 3. Rejection of the old self. This is the identity death people fear, but to rise something must fall. To become her, him, them, you must let go of you. The old version who said, I'm tired, I don't know how, I'm not ready. That version dies here, today, and you walk away from that grave without looking back. Rituals of alignment. Don't wait for motivation. Build systems that make the new identity inevitable. Wake up early. Speak your vision daily. Practice gratitude. Move your body. Track your wins. Visualize the future. Say no to noise. The difference between fantasy and manifestation is structure. You are never racing anyone else. There is no competition. There is no comparison. Because no one else can be you. No one else can take your path. No one else has your exact calling. The only opponent is the weaker version of you that's trying to survive when you were built to conquer. So stop measuring yourself against timelines, trends, or other people's fake highlight reels. Start measuring yourself against one metric. Am I closer to my potential today than I was yesterday? If yes, keep going. If no, fix it. That's the game. Closing. You've already won. If you keep becoming, here's the last thing you need to hear. The dream is real. It was placed in you for a reason. You don't have to force it. You just have to become the person who can carry it. It's not a race. It's a rise. A rise into your full self. A rise into unstoppable belief. A rise into divine power, relentless action, and infinite worth. Because in the end, it's always been you versus you. And once you master you, there is nothing you can't manifest. So walk forward now, head high, eyes locked in, future already done, world already bending. Because you don't become successful someday. You decide to become that person now. And everything else catches up.